Hi, so I'm Sven. I'm working with Nimiq and on the coding and sometimes on the communication. I think you have seen me in other videos as well. And you might have noticed from the Twitter that we have our community funding board elections coming up. Well, it's actually pretty much getting to the stage where we have all the biographies in. And I thought maybe it's a good opportunity to show you how actually, once we have all the candidates, we're going to turn this into the election system that we have, the voting app that you have seen from the Curve elections. So I'm going to run you through how to set it up, how to deploy it actually. Maybe it's interesting to see how this works behind the scenes. So this is the tweet, the latest one, announcing it. And in the forum where all the candidates right now apply, so far we have 3. I think I've even heard of 4. Let's see how many it's going to be for the final elections. So we have our candidates here. Most likely, if you are in the community, you will know the names already. And I have the voting app already open here. So I'm just gonna do a standard thing of checking my source code if it's up to date. So the first thing I will do is make my life easy. Take one of our elections from the past. This is the curves. That's close enough. So I'm just gonna copy that to begin with. What we're gonna do this time, just for the video recording, is make a testnet deployment, because I mean, in our case, we will always first push it on the testnet, see if it's working well, if everything is okay, and once we have everything ready, we push it to mainnet, standard procedure. Right now, there is no votes in the testnet going on. Of course, there's nothing there. I'm just gonna put this one in that we have for the ranking, and then I will update it. I will say this is the community funding board elections 2020. And I will give it a name that will, all those details will then in the end be on the blockchain, so we keep it as short as possible. It is a ranking, so that means you have choices and you can order them, and by ordering them you give preference. There's many different kinds of votings that you can do. You can do multiple choice or single choices. The app can do all these things. Then you can put an announcement here. I think I will not too much put much here. That's that's fine. For the link, I can actually put the forum. We always have those details so that people can inform themselves before they actually vote what is going on, what they are voting on, because just the names by themselves might not help much. So I will put Fonsler in here. And I also heard that actually Maestro, that is now right now on the board, has showed his interest. I didn't really ask him, so I'm just going to put him. I hope he's okay with that. We'll see. But this is anyway just a test, and we can change it later. So as the names are in, I'm going to switch this to actually testnet, because we're going to just make a test deployment. And the last thing I need to change is actually when the elections will start. This is given in block height, not in time, because the blockchain is running every 1 minute, 1 block. I actually have to calculate now backwards what date we want the election to start, what date we want it to end, and what block that actually would be. For this, I wrote a little script. I'm gonna just save those files. I'm gonna run it locally. And the script is in here somewhere. Exactly, expected block height. So this is what we're gonna use. So going to open up my little terminal. If you're coding, I guess you know what's going on here. And what I get here, here's the current block height. And then I'm gonna use expected block height, and it will ask me for a date. So I would say, let's put today is the 11/16. I put the current height so it can do a calculation. And this little widget will spit me out this number. So this is the actual, by adding a minute per block, which on average is what we have, calculating what block we have today, we can make the difference. And then I have to put this in here. This will be the start time. And then let's assume we finish the elections in 4 days. That will be the 20th. That will be this block. So you see the numbers are actually very similar, but not exactly. So there's several minutes in between. That's how the system is going to work. So I'm going to save this. So we'll reload the page. And there we have an election going on. So this will be for our test already enough. Now I'm going to deploy it. It's going to be interesting also. I will need that little guy because everything we're doing, especially when it comes to blockchain related things, are very security relevant. So we have little, how you call that, like keys. We use that to sign the code to verify that this has not been brought in by somebody, some mysterious hacker or anything, but actually by team members that are authorized to do that. I'm gonna plug this little guy in here. All right. And then I'm gonna start. Gonna see what. I wrote a little script here to do my deployment easier because it's actually a complicated process. Because our entire infrastructure in terms of being fast available everywhere, we have multiple servers that run our website. So when I do the deployment process, what's running in the background is actually, it's gonna build it, it's gonna move all the final code into another repository where it's gonna make a commit, it's gonna make a tag, everything is gonna be signed, and then all the servers that actually deploy our website will get kind of a ping. They know what that means. So that means they will go to that repository, pull the latest tag, check that it's signed accordingly, and only if everything is fine, it will start putting it on the web server, and then actually only it's live. So, and as this is a little bit complex, and if you do this a few times, I guess it's meaningful to make a script for that. So I'm gonna say deploy, I'm gonna give it a new version number, 1.18. I'll put it to testnet. We'll confirm this, and the view process will build. Time for my coffee. And now I actually have to unlock my key, because otherwise everybody could take it and just sign code with that. So I have to enter my secret password. Now it's using actually the key to sign the commits, and it's gonna ping our deployment service. And here you can see it's pulling the latest, the 1.18 that we just created. Let's see if that was successful. Okay, and there it is. And now when this is finally being pushed online, you can just go to the website, you can make your choices according how you think, who's your favorite new member of the community funding board, and send your vote by just sending 1 Luna. Okay, I hope that was interesting, and looking forward to the community funding board elections, and maybe also being part of the team again. It's a very nice process that we have the chance for people that write apps, that try new things, to give them some funds, to help them pay the servers, give advice, even help with design. Have a look, right? You find all the information on the forum to submit your proposal, and if you think it's your call, you can also join the elections. Maybe not for this time, but for next time for sure. Thanks.